Welcome to Premila's Veggie Recipes. Today I will demonstrate how to make Pati Puri Chaat. Pati means tasty, and indeed when you do make the recipe you will realize how tasty it is. So the ingredients we need for the crispy puris are half a cup of whole wheat flour, quarter cup of semolina, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, some ajwain seeds or rice seeds, pepper to taste, salt, and warm water to bind the dough. For the topping I'll use 2 measuring cups of boiled chopped potatoes, 2 measuring cups of tinned chickpeas, which I've used, but you can use dried, soaked and boiled chickpeas if time permits. To this I will add salt and paprika and warm it in the microwave just for the flavors to enhance. For the topping I'll use Greek yogurt, as I do prefer Greek yogurt to homemade yogurt, as I find that a bit too sour. To this I'll add some sugar, salt as desired, a bit of chili powder, roasted cumin powder, and I'll top it up with tamarind sauce, pomegranate seeds and freshly chopped coriander. Once the puris are done, we will then assemble the dish ready to be served. So let's make a start. Okay, so we'll add the wheat flour, half a cup of semolina, a tablespoon of oil, half a teaspoon of salt or as desired, freshly ground pepper, 1 teaspoon of ajwain seeds, but please ensure you rub them between your palms to get a nice intensity in the flavor. Mix that all together nicely. And the mixture resembles a texture like this. Now to this add warm water as desired. Make a stiff dough, not too runny. And knead it well. Until all the mixture comes together nicely. My water's just been perfect. To this I'll just add a tiny bit of oil to my palms to grease the dough and leave the dough covered for 10 to 15 minutes to settle. Just cover it with a wet muslin cloth and keep it to one side. So while the dough is resting, I'm going to add the potatoes, chickpeas, a level teaspoon of salt, a level teaspoon of paprika or chili powder. Mix that up well. And I'll warm that up in the microwave for a minute so that the flavors enhance and the salt dissolves into the mixture well. The chickpeas and potatoes are warm. I'll just give it a little stir. one side just to cool. Meantime, I'll make the yogurt dressing. I'm going to use 4 large tablespoons of yogurt. You can always add more if desired. Salt as desired. Couple of tablespoons of sugar. Some paprika. A teaspoon of roasted cumin seeds. A tiny bit of fresh coriander. The rest I'll use it for garnishing. Mix that all up together. Lovely, so we've got the dressing ready, the topping ready, and we can now start rolling the puris for the base of the chaat. So I'll remove the muslin cloth, knead the dough once more. So knead the dough and we are ready to roll the puris. Just before I do that, I'll put the oil to heat. Right, I'm going to make a small dough bowl. Put a tiny bit of oil and start rolling into a very large chapati. Try and make it as thin as possible so the puris turn out nice and crispy. Now you can either cut them into triangles or into desired shapes using biscuit cutters. I'm going to use a biscuit cutter to cut them into round shapes. And to stop the puris fluffing up whilst frying, just prick the puri with a fork, or you can make little cuts using a knife, whichever is easy for you. So I'm just going to cut the puris into little circles. Lovely. So now all our puris are rolled and ready to fry. I've done half a batch here, so you'll get twice the amount using the ingredients I gave you. So I'll put the oil on medium high and I'm going to drop each puri in there. I'll do it in 2 batches. So as they surface, just turn them the other way around. If you're not using these puris for chaat, they're also very nice as a nibble with some nice masala chai as well. And they will stay in a sealed container for a week or so. So you can make these a couple of days before if you are entertaining. So the puris are nice and golden. As you can see, it doesn't take that long to fry them. So remove with a slotted spoon. And continue frying the rest in the same way. If if you're entertaining and you don't want to cut them into little shapes, you can roll a long chapati and cut them into diamonds or squares, which obviously will taste just equally good, but you can get them done in half the time. But I think presentation wise the round ones do look very beautiful, which you'll see when I plate them. All our ingredients for the Puri Chaat are ready. Let's plate them. I'm going to plate them onto a serving dish. So that's the puris, and I'm going to add the chickpea and potato mixture. So now add the yogurt to each puri, a dollop on each. I'm now adding the tamarind dressing. Now, tiny bit of pomegranate seeds, just for color. As an option, you can add a bit of chaat masala, but it's not necessary. I will just sprinkle a tiny bit to enhance the flavor. And finally, garnish with the chopped coriander. Our Puri Chaat is now ready to serve. I would recommend that the serving or the plating is done just as you're ready to eat to avoid the crispy puris getting soggy. You can prepare all the ingredients the day before or a few hours beforehand. Please like, comment and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again.